Captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Hello, welcome. Monday, baby. After week what? The hell was it? Week 3 of the NFL. Woo! How about the damn Dolphins? Took the over at the last minute Sunday morning, 47. Never a doubt, as the kids say. How about the Vikings? Chargers. Somebody get this coach the hell on up out of here. Chargers coach doing everything he can to lose. Somehow still getting the victory. Still don't know how the hell the damn Saints lost. Also, still don't know how severely Derek Carr injured his shoulder. All of these things to come as the news breaks. Titans. They might be as bad as people have been saying they are for the last 3 seasons. Texans slapped the hell out of the Jaguars, who some argued are supposed to have the most explosive offense in the league. Put up 17 points against the Texans team, 9 against the Chiefs. I mean, when will the explosives begin? Bills take care of the Commanders. Patriots-Jets in a Patriots-Jets kind of game. 15-10, Patriots win. Colts, baby. Final, overtime, take down the Ravens. Field goals, 4 days. 4 field goals longer than 50 yards from the man, the myth, the legend that is Matt Gay. Also, my fantasy kicker. You know it's bad when your kicker give you the most points on your fantasy team. I'm not a huge fantasy guy, but Matt Gay has more fantasy points than anybody else on my team. I'll just say that again. Let it sink in. You know what I mean? Let it sink in. Probably going to go 0-3 in fantasy. Who cares? Who cares? All I got left is Jamar Chase tonight. He got A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. And I'm up 4. So, Also, have crazy props on A.J. Brown tonight, so I'll be rooting for him. Rather win some money than win fantasy. How you like me now? A bling bling. Gold teeth when I smile. Talking all this football talk, like the baseball. Playoffs are not right around the hot ham corner. As always on Monday, deep dive into where we stand playoff race-wise, both division and the wild card. Not much change this weekend, except for Rangers, Astros, Mariners. That race has, I don't know if it's heated up or if it's cooled down. Definitely talk about that. Only 4 games today across the diamond. And all 3 of these teams are on display. The Rangers have a leg up for 2 reasons. They play the damn Angels. Should be an easy win. Be honest with you. I know I said I wasn't going to be betting baseball too much till the playoffs. But I'm going to be on the Rangers tonight. Some way or another. give out my bets later. Astros also take on the Mariners, which means while they're duking it out, eliminating one another, Rangers can get a few game lead on the loser of the other series, Astros Mariners. And I mean, in a perfect world, I guess you would want the Astros and the Mariners to win one, lose one, win one, whoop de wop, so you can get a little cushion on both teams. And then you have the Padres, Giants. That game is tonight as well. Both of these teams on the fringe of being eliminated. There are half a game difference between their records in the standings. Both teams about 4.5, 5 games out of the playoffs. Imagine being the Padres, going 9-1 down the stretch, and if you lose 2 more games, you're eliminated, and you're 5 games out, and then you probably got a 0.0002% chance to make the playoffs, and you have the best lineup in baseball on paper. Now imagine being the Mets with the highest payroll and being 11 games out. I mean, hot ham. Baseball is beautiful. This is Captain by a Hook with the Red Beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I'm Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dives, going live Monday through Friday, bringing you the sports news, but more importantly, the sports bets. Ding! It is the 25th of September on a Monday. I don't know about you, but it feels like September has flown by. Also, I want to talk a little bit about Heisman. The Heisman Award market, and why and how I think it was affected over this past weekend in college foosball. Jaden Daniels. I'd have to get into my other books. I don't remember the number I bet last week, but it looks like it dropped hella. But yeah, man. It's a great weekend across sports. Just to finish out some of these NFL scores. Chiefs 41-10 over the Bears. Seahawks hold on against the Panthers 37-27. The Cardinals, huge, big, surprising upset over the Cowboys of Dallas. Steelers, a beautiful Sunday night victory for me. Had the Steelers money line, had the Steelers plus the 3, had the under 43 in the hook, had Adams over receiving yards. I had Pickens over receiving yards. Some people in the Old West would call that a clean sweep. 5-0 on that game Sunday night. 2 games tonight on Monday. I have bets on both of them, going hard on the Eagles. I think I gave out every score. Man, how did the Texans put up 37 on the Jaguars? But more importantly, how did they hold them to under 20? Impressive. And man, Dolphins Broncos 70-20. I'm sure y'all seen it, but the clip of that guy they interviewed, I don't even know who it is. I'm sorry, I should have probably looked it up. But the clip of the cat, the guy, sorry, I just saw Eagles 5.5 on this another book, but they still 4.5 on the main booker I use. Over 44 though. I got over 45. God damn. Should have shopped around. Round. By the pound. Excuse me. I'm getting ahead of myself. I got all my futures on this one book, and boy, it's not looking good. Titans to win the division. Jets to win the division. Vikings to win the division. All three of those just uppercutted me. Preseason bets, huh? I love it, man. Anyway, I got Jaden McDaniels. I got Jaden Daniels, LSU's quarterback, plus 2,500 last week. Heisman Trophy winner. I gave it out on the show. I broke it down deeply, beautifully, laid out the reason why I'm taking the kid. Now this week, get back to it. He's plus 1,600. He's moved up uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. He's the sixth favorite now at plus 1,600. Sam Hartman dropped from plus 1,000 to plus 2,200. Bo Nix is up there now at plus 1,000, which, wow. Huh? Wow. Quinn Ewers, plus 500. Never heard of him. Caleb Williams, plus 420 after, I don't want to say struggle. But Arizona State, they only won by 14. Gave him a little bit of a battle. Michael Penix Jr., plus 380. Honestly, if you wanted to go heavy on one of the favorites, Michael Penix Jr. would be the guy I would go heavy on. He has Washington rolling down the river. Last 2 weeks put up 40 plus, beating teams by 20, 30 plus. Washington is looking like a juggernaut. Boat racing teams, if you will. Michael Penix Jr. is the reason behind that. However, he is the favorite at plus 380. And last week, I took Jaden Daniels because of the 30 and 34 performance he had. Every time I Google Jaden Daniels, they got this old, for some reason, the first picture that pops up is an old picture of him at Arizona State as a freshman. And it just looks like the skinniest, lankiest high school kid I've ever seen. And it's just bananas to me. But, trying to get his stats, of course, that's the last thing you can find. Alrighty, Dighty. This year so far, he's 90 for 124. Completion percentage of 72.6, rounded up around here. That's 73% completions on his passing. He's already thrown for over 1,200 yards with 1,296 yards. He's averaging 10.5 yards per play, which is a 3-yard leap over last year. He has 12 touchdowns already to 2 interceptions. Last season, he threw 17 touchdowns with only 3 interceptions. So might have 1 or 2 more interceptions this season. Still a lot of football to be played. However, he will definitely double, that's my guess, double his touchdowns from last season. I think he gets 30 touchdowns on the season. The last 2 weeks, 30 for 34, 361, 2 touchdowns. Also ran for 2 touchdowns against Mississippi State. Turns around against Arkansas. Tight game, close game, 34-31 victory. The kid goes 20 for 29, 320 yards, 4 touchdowns yesterday, slinging that thingin'. Also threw his second interception of the season yesterday. Quarterback rating 85.4. And it's not really what he did. If you look at what Caleb Williams did versus Arizona State, I think he dropped a little bit in his performance-wise as far as being dominant. When you're trying to go back-to-back to win the Heisman like Caleb Williams is trying to do, you have to almost... it's a given. You have to outperform yourself from last season, which means if you had a Heisman winning season, you have to be even better, which is just hard to do. Most people regress back to their average. I don't know what Caleb Williams' average is. Haven't watched him enough to know or care. USC, man. Caleb Williams, I've probably seen him play 2 or 3 times to have an eye test on him, but from all the talk and everything, I just think it's going to be hard for him to win this award twice. He'd almost have to go perfect, beating teams like Arizona State 60-0 and winning all the close games not close, if that makes any sense. So I don't see Caleb Williams being the winner at the end of the season. So I took him off the list. Michael Penix Jr. Love it. I love Michael Penix Jr. Do I think Washington can do enough for him to truly take that Heisman Trophy home? Maybe. Maybe. Playing against Michigan State and they play California this weekend. Not the best opponents. Jaden Daniels has the luxury of playing in the SEC. If he beats Florida State, he might be higher on this list. Instead of the sixth favorite, he might be right there at plus 1,000, plus 800 with Bo Nix and Quinn Ewers. Jaden Daniels has the luxury to still play some huge SEC games against teams like Alabama. If he makes it to the SEC championship, he'll play against Georgia on the national stage. He has opportunities that Washington doesn't. I'm not saying Washington can't. I mean, Michael Penix Jr. keeps winning 50 to 14, putting up 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. He'll probably be the winner. But if Jaden Daniels stays with him production-wise and does it against the SEC, I think he has the leg up. Yes, I am one of those guys who has always believed the SEC was the best league in football. And it's not even close. That's how I feel. Really how I feel. So I'm glad I got it on Jaden Daniels plus 2,500. He's plus 1,600 now if y'all want to jump in. I'm not sure actually who LSU plays next. It looks like we have Mississippi and Lane Kiffin coming to town off of their loss to Alabama. So huge test this weekend. Honestly, as much as I just advocated for this kid to win the Heisman, if you want to wait till after this game, if he has a bad game against Ole Miss, probably not going to win it. After having a bad game against Florida State, usually you don't get 2 or 3 bad games and get a Heisman. However, if they could lose and he might still be in the Heisman thing if he goes 31 for 39 and it's not because of him that they lost. However, he could also have the greatest game of his life against Ole Miss, completely tear them up, carve them up, and his number go from plus 1,600 to probably the favorite. So it is a dangerous game sometimes when you're trying to wait in for a line. But I think if he just has an average game against Ole Miss, win or lose, his number will probably drop closer to plus 2,000 or something, just because he had an average game against Ole Miss. If he has a bad game against Ole Miss, you can almost guarantee he will not win it. And if he has a great game against Ole Miss, he'll probably jump up in the talk of the favorites for real. So that's where I'm at on the Heisman. Do like Michael Penix Jr. as the favorite right now. I think Bo Nix is a little... No. Jaden Daniels would be my long shot guy on this list. J.J. McCarthy, he just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. Him and Drake May just keep going in the wrong direction in this awards market. Now, that does not mean they can't win it. That just means they don't have the momentum through the first 4 weeks of the season. Anywho, anyway, any day. Falcons. Man, Falcons were a trendy pick this weekend, losing badly to the Lions. 20-6. But anyway, wow. Before I get to Monday Night Football and tonight's bets in baseball, let's jump on where are we at in these wild card and these division races. Let's start off with the divisions. American League East, baby. Baltimore has been rolling. Keep those Orioles rolling. Baltimore, 2.5 game lead on Tampa Bay. The Rays, who everybody knows got out to the hottest start in the world, and then literally everything that should have stopped the Rays' momentum. Like the Rays should be like 80-80 right now. I know that's crazy to even think, but their resilience through what they've gone through, and then to still be playing at a high level. Hats off to the Rays. I think they'll be a dangerous wild card team if they don't take this division. 2.5 games back, about 8 games left in the season. Who knows? Who knows? Of course, Orioles can lose them all, Rays can win them all, and we have a difference. But I think the Orioles are going to hold on to it. I think the Orioles also are going to be a dangerous wild card team, but it's going to be up to them not to beat themselves. The Twins of Minnesota get the award for the prettiest trash in the dumpster. AL Central. Man, that whole division needs to go back down to Double-A, come back up in 3 years when they get their mind right. Minnesota Twins, however, clinched 7-3 over the last 10, playing some good baseball as of now. It is weird because this team could be dangerous out of the wild card spot. Of course, baseball and the way that the sport's played, anybody can be dangerous out of the wild card spot. Twins is probably the team I'm least scared of if I was a team going to the playoffs. However, they are 83-73. Like I said, they have gone 7-3 over their last 10, and they do have professional baseball players, even a star or two. Pitching's been above average this season for them. So who knows? Who knows, man? That's the beauty of the sport, and that's why they play the game. However, Twins having the luxury of playing the Guardians, the Tigers, White Sox, and Royals most of the season. I mean, these teams are bad, man. Excuse me. Excuse me. Choking on this trash I'm reading. Golly. Man, every team in this division has a negative run differential except for the Twins, who are plus 102. Guardians are minus 23, and then the other 3 teams are minus 100 or more. And although the Royals are the worst team record-wise, the White Sox have a run differential of minus 181. I don't even know why I am bold and brave enough to still wear the damn hat. I watched about half of the documentary, by the way, also, about the White Sox hat with all the hip-hoppers, the Ice Cubers, everybody talking about the culture of the black, white, and silver. Awesome, amazing, loved it. This is where things get funky, wonky, and wild, baby. AL West, the Rangers now have a 2.5 game lead after winning 5 in a row. Did they get some help? Yes, they did. Astros and the Mariners both losing 3 games in a row over the weekend. So a 5-game win streak combined with a 3-game win streak for both of the teams who are competing to win your division ends up with you having a 3-game lead over the Mariners and a 2.5 game lead over the Stros, baby. As I said, the beauty of this too for the Rangers is Astros, Mariners play each other in a series starting tonight. I believe it's Verlander and Castillo on the mound. Feels like playoff baseball already. I might have to keep an eye on that. I think the game starts at like 10, which is perfect. Watch some Monday Night Football, then fall asleep in the 6th inning trying to watch some late night baseball, baby. Sounds like a beautiful Monday night already. I'm looking forward to that, man. If you, I probably did say on this show, Rangers are toast. I can't believe they lost this division, and for them to come back and take first place again and have a 2.5 game lead, and play the Angels for 3 games. I mean, fantastic news for the Rangers. You couldn't ask to be in a better place than you are right now. Moving over to the National League, where things are a little more simpler. Atlanta, of course, they clinched the division for the 6th time in a row. But watch out now. Phillies doing what the Phillies are doing. 8-2 over their last 10, winners of 5 in a row. The Phillies might be the hottest team going into the playoffs. Milwaukee, one game away from clinching the division. They clinch a playoff berth. However, they have a 6 game lead on the Cubbies. Like I said, about 8 or 9 games away. Cubs look like they lose one more, they will be strictly stuck to a wild card spot. How about the damn Reds? The red hot red legs. 4-6 over the last 10, 8.5 now back from the division, and it doesn't look any better for the wild card. Get to the wild card in just a moment. Hold your horses. One more division to talk about, and it is a quick one. The Brooklyn Bums, the Dodgers. Of course, they clinched the NL West 13.5 game lead over the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are holding on to a wild card spot. In the wild card, let's stick with the National League since we are here. You got the Phillies with a comfortable 5 game lead in their wild card spot. Probably a guarantee Phillies will be that top wild card team in the National League. Arizona, the Diamondbacks, only have a half-game lead over the Cubs. It looks like a 1.5 game lead over the Miami, 3 game lead over the Reds, and then you got the Giants and the Padres, 4.5 games and 5 games back. You have to assume one of these teams out of the Giants and Padres will be eliminated this week. They play each other starting tonight. Any one of them gets swept, their season is probably over. Giants 3-7 over the last 10 have just fallen apart the last 2 months. Believe it or not, at one point they were holding a strong hold on the wild card spot. So Padres, Giants, one of them's going to keep the hope alive, or they're just going to beat each other up. And both of them will be hopeless come the end of the week. The red hot red legs only 2.5 back from a wild card spot. However, I just don't see it happening. Good news is they do play the Guardians. Guardians have struggled as of late. The Guardians. I don't know, man. I hate to say I was right about these Reds, but God darn it, I think I was right about these hot ham red legs. In June, they went on a 13-game win streak. I wrote an article, and I talked about it on this show at length about how I think this Reds team, with the youth and the lack of pitching, I think they're going to end up around 500. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. At the moment, they're 3 games above 500. I did say they would end up around 2 or 3 games under 500. They've already surpassed that. I thought they'd get about 77, 79 wins. They do have 80 wins. They are 2.5 back. They do have a damn chance. But I just don't, I never believed in them this year, and I don't believe in them now. And I know it sounds harsh, and trust me, nobody, and I mean nobody, is rooting for the Reds more than me. Don't talk about them much, but they have been one of my favorite teams my entire life. Few reasons. The first, as a kid, being my initials spell red, and they're the Reds. So, I always loved Cincinnati, always loved the Reds. I think they are 1 or 2 seasons and 1 or 2 moves away still from being that team that can consistently fight for a playoff spot. And then you have the Marlins, which I don't think anybody knows what to think about the damn Marlins. They've won 2 in a row, 6-4 over their last 10. They're minus 51 in run differential, but it seems to not matter. Good news for the Marlins is they start a series tomorrow against the Metropolitans, the New York Mets, who lost 4 in a row in their own right, 3-7 over their last 10. They have nothing to play for. So Marlins, it's going to be on them. You're 1 game back from the Cubs right now, who got to go take on the damn Braves. I don't know how serious the Braves are playing, but I'm going to tell you this. If I know anything about the Braves and anything about baseball, they're not going to be limping into these playoffs. They're going to try and stay sharp and compete. So Cubs, you got to fight the Braves. You got the Diamondbacks, who got to take on the Yankees, which I'm not the biggest Yankees fan, but Diamondbacks Yankees always feels bigger because of the 2001 World Series history that the two teams share. So anything can happen over these next couple of days, man. Be watching and be watching and be ready. Miami, only one game back from the Cubbies. If I had to guess and bet, I think the playoffs are set in the National League. I think the Cubs, the Diamondbacks, and the Phillies hold on to these last three wild card spots. And my preseason prediction of the Diamondbacks being a wild card team will come true. I guaranteed it to one of my cousins on Easter. Wow, Diamondbacks wild card, man, for sure. For sure, for sure. Over in the American League, things are a little simpler. It's either going to be Seattle or Houston in this last wild card spot, unless the Blue Jays completely fall apart. Blue Jays have a 2-game lead over the Astros and the Mariners. Astros and Mariners, for the 5th time in this show, play each other starting tonight. It's the night. Both Astros and Mariners lost 3 in a row. Both last 10 Astros 3-7, Mariners 4-6. Tampa Bay has I'll just say it. They have a 9.5 game lead on the wild card spot. They are guaranteed to be there. You got the Twins and the Orioles. So Houston, Seattle. Can one of them steal this spot from the Rangers? And if so, can Toronto, Houston, Seattle, or the Rangers? Out of those 4 teams, 3 are going to make it, one's not. If I had to lean to the one that's not, I would have to go with Seattle, just based off of what I believe. Especially looking at the series that these teams play. I mean, if Seattle can take 2 out of 3 or sweep the damn Astros right now, they will be riding cruise control the rest of the weekend into the end of the season on Monday. I believe next Monday is the end of the regular season. So only a week for all of these teams to do what it do. Although I am a gambling man, and I think the Rangers are going to sweep the Angels and handle business. And they're just going to leave the Astros and the Mariners fighting over the last playoff wild card spot. I don't think anybody catches Toronto. I think we'll be set with Toronto, Tampa Bay, and Houston. But anything can happen over the next week. Going to be a lot of fun to watch tonight. It's the night. The Diamondbacks take on the Yankees high noon today. Diamondbacks barely favored -122 on the money line, run line +140. Over, under, set at 7. And a hook, you got Merrill Kelly and Clark Schmidt taking the mound. You almost feel like you gotta take the Diamondbacks, huh? Yankees 1 loss away from being officially eliminated from the playoffs. You know they will be coming to play. The one baseball bet I will be on tonight, I'm going to be on the damn Rangers on the run line. -122, little bit of juice. Give me the Rangers of Texas on the run line. Again, they take on the Angels tonight. They need to win a few more games to really hold the division lead. They have just said it and forgot it, 2.5, 3-game lead over their contenders. 2.5 game lead over the Astros, 3-game lead over the Mariners. Astros, Mariners play tonight. Verlander, Castillo. This game can go either way. Mariners at home are favorited. -120 on the money line. Astros +102 on the money line. Over under set at 7. And the hook. Some playoff numbers already being listed, baby. These over-unders around 7 on 3 games tonight. That's how you know this shit is real. Padres also take on the Giants tonight. If I had to lean anything there, it'd be the Padres with, I guess, the Cy Young winner and Blake Snell. I'm so confused and lost on this NL Cy Young. Honestly, that Blake Snell is even being mentioned. But who am I? I am just me. If I had to take a lean, I'd take the Padres on the money line. Touching nothing there. Give me the Rangers. That's the only baseball bet tonight on the run line. -122. Now, Monday Night Football, baby. Thought I was going to talk about it a little more, but I'm going to just give out my picks as quickly as possible, and we can move on with our day. Let me look, because there's a few other props I haven't taken yet that I like in this game. Sides and totals, just real quick. I like both the overs on both of these games tonight. Already placed over 45 on the Eagles. Bucks, strongly considering over 43 and a hook on the Bengals. Rams, haven't taken it yet. The two bets on the sides I have taken, I went hard, heavy, through a rock on the Eagles. -4 and a hook. Eagles -4.5. I would take it all day and tomorrow. Put the house, the car, and the dog on it. Give me the Eagles -4.5 as maybe my favorite football bet this season so far. Don't want to go too hard on the jinxing. Love the Eagles tonight -4.5. Also love the Bengals at home -1.5. I think the Bengals get things together. I think the Bengals get things together. I told you Friday, I think the Chiefs are going to get things together this week and blow out the Bears. I think the Bengals get things together this week and really put a whooping on these Rams. However, they only got to win by 2 for me to win the bet. But I think Bengals put up 40. I think the Rams stick around 17-20, and Bengals just get on a roll tonight. Defense and offense, all cylinders clicking at home on Monday night. So I'm on Eagles -4.5. I'm on the over 45. I'm on the Bengals -1.5, and I like the over 43 and the hook. Let me give you some props because I know that's what you all been waiting for, ain't it? It's what the people paid paper for, ain't it? A.J. Brown is complaining about not getting the damn ball. I respect it. I understand it. I got you. Give me A.J. Brown 2 or more touchdowns. That's A.J. Brown 2 or more touchdowns. 2+ touchdowns for A.J. Brown. That is set at +1,000. That's my first prop that I'm taking for this game. I have 2 receiving props, and A.J. Brown ain't one of them. Give me Devontae Smith over 61.5. I love that number. Devontae Smith over 61.5. I feel like he gets this in the first half every game. Could be wrong. Of course, you got to go out there and do it. But, I mean, this kid just catches one for 40, 50 yards. I feels like the first half of every game this season. Give me Devontae Smith over 61.5 yards. I would take Devontae Smith's touchdown prop, but I'm taking A.J. Brown to get over 2 because he was complaining about not getting the ball. I think they give him the damn ball, especially once they get in the red zone. They're going to start looking for him even more, make the guy happy so he can put some $1,000 on his shoulder pads or something next week. I don't know what the kid does. Mike Evans over 56.5, the worst receiver in football. I think he gets a lot of targets and a lot of yards tonight. I think it's going to be him and Baker fighting for their lives against this Eagles team. Give me Mike Evans over 56.5 yards. That's Devontae Smith over 61 and a hook. A.J. Brown 2+ touchdowns. Mike Evans 56.5 over receiving yards. Nothing on the rushing props that I like. Jalen Hurts 44.5. Take it if you want it. I'm not gonna take it. Moving. So y'all got that. Devontae Smith over 61.5. Mike Evans over 56.5. A.J. Brown 2+. Eagles -4.5 over 45. The 5 bets I have for the Eagles Bucks game. And no, it's not in the parlay. Singled them all out. Just trying to make some money, not have funny on the rush. The rush. Man, I was 1 leg short. I'm going to get them next time. That's how they get you. Coming back for more. That's how they get you. Bengals -1.5. I love it against the Rams. Like I said, I like the over 43.5. Might as well just bet it as much as I'm telling you that I like it. I love it, and I want some more of it. Rushing yard props on this game, nothing. Receiving yards, I do have a few. What's going on with Jamar Chase? He not playing? He's not listed for receiving yard. I was going to take his over. I mean, they have them listed for anytime touchdown. Let me pick a number I like. Jamar Chase, anything under 85, take the over. I think he gets to 90 tonight, or at least the high 80s. I'm picturing 88 yards, and that's just what I'm picturing. 7 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Sounds like a Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow getting back on track game right there, baby. Give me Jamar Chase's over on the yardage whenever it's posted up to 85 and a hook. And that'll be all I'll do for that game. I probably will end up with a ticket on the over again. So we got Bengals -1.5. I do like the over 43.5. I'll just act like I took it because I will take it. No props in this game. Eagles, Buccaneers. We're going Mike Evans over 56.5. Devontae Smith over 61.5. AJ Brown 2+ touchdowns. Eagles on the spread -4.5. Also, the over 45 on that game. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. And thank you for the support. This is Captain by a Hook with the Red Beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I'm Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs. Going live. It is the 25th of September. I was going to burp. Turn into a song. How you like that? Anyway, take all wagers at your own risk, and please gamble responsibly. Let's have a beautiful week. Dobbs.